The views and opinions expressed in the following program are those of the hosts and guests, and not necessarily those of the staff or management of Worldwide Digital Broadcasting Corporation.
And welcome back to Locq Fortune's Vegas Vibe. Great show that we got for you today. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. This is really special. I'm really excited about this. We've got Skip Martin in the house. Woo! Woo! Former Grammy Award-winning artist, member of the Dazz Band, member of Kool and the Gang. He's actually going to play some music for us. Woo! Woo! Amazing. And he's going to tell us what he's been up to. He's been doing a lot of work abroad in Japan, so we're going to be talking about that as well and what he's been doing with that. So yeah, this was such a really good interview that I landed, that I said, you know what, I've got to devote the whole hour to this gentleman because he's had such an amazing career. He's lived here in Las Vegas for some 30 years. Great stories to tell. And so glad that I did that, because what a great guest he turned out to be. And we just had a great time talking and bonding, and then he got to share some music with us and talk to us about his project, his special project Win. Looking forward to that. So great stuff there. So we're not going to really have a lot of time on this show to go over a lot of the stuff that I normally go to. So if you do get a chance, go to my fan page, because there's a lot of things that I posted on there. One of the things that we want to talk about is cannabis and what's going on with cannabis. It looks like there might be some actual word on cannabis and fibroids and how they can ease the symptom of fibroids. And so if you're a woman who suffers from fibroids, you may want to look at this article that's on the fan page, Locq Fortune's Vegas Vibe. I posted up there for you to read. Very good article for you to read and for you to look at. Other things that we've got going on, we are really getting ready to launch the station here, and what is going to be going on with the station in regards to sponsorship and sponsorship programs. So we're really excited about that, working with the station. So that's something that we have coming up that we're going to be talking to you about over the next 2 weeks here. So you can find out about sponsorship and how you can possibly get in on being a sponsor, and what's in it for you in regards to doing that. What's in it for you is really very simple. You get a 15-minute postcard of what it is that you're doing with your life and what it is that you'd like to talk about that's going on in your world, and that you get to share with the members of your world, and you also get to share with our audience. You also get to support a cause, a show that's doing great things and has great causes here in the community, such as we support AFAN and members of AFAN, or just as before that with Ribbon of Life we had on there. And it's a great show with a lot of other interesting things going on with it as well. Once we get back from talking with Skip Martin, then I'll have a little bit more for you on vibology, and we'll talk a little bit about vibology and how the book came to be towards the end of the show. And that would be the show for this week. But I think that you're going to really like this, because having Skip Martin here, this is not something that's going to happen every day, or you get an every day to get a performer of this magnitude. While I was interviewing him, he took me back to Diana Ross days. When you get a professional, a person who is this professional in his craft, this is something that is I know will be legendary in regards to the history of this show. So I hope that you'll take part in that. Anyway, this is Locq Fortune's Vegas Vibe. What are we doing this for? We're doing this for your likes. We're doing this for your shares, especially this show. You've got a Grammy award-winning artist here, folks. If you're not going to share this with your family and friends, what else are you going to share? Anyway, Locq Fortune's Vegas Vibe. We'll be back at you in a few minutes with Skip Martin, and we'll be back in a few minutes.
Hey, this is Mingo from Mingo Kitchen and Lounge. Come downtown to my space, my restaurant, at 1017 South First Street in the Las Vegas Art District inside of Art Square. A couple of things we have going on is happy hour. That's from 3 to 6 p.m. Monday through Saturday, except for First Friday. Sorry about that. And we're actually going to feature a summer happy hour, which will be 3 to 7 p.m., which is June 1st now through August 31st. So we're actually extending it an hour. And so you can join us for that extra hour of cocktails, food, and fun. Tuesdays, we have Taco Tuesday. We're starting that June 20th. And that'll be $2 tacos. We're going to feature a special taco, and it'll be only $2 with the purchase of any alcoholic beverage. And Saturdays, you can see Locq in person and get a free complimentary reading at our Psychic Saturday brunch. And that's from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Baby, I don't wanna break up. Oh, why can't we make up? Can I change your mind? Darling, please say you stay till you wake up, and then we can face up to what's on your mind. Every day that passes, I seem to love you more. Times are good and bad, love goes stronger than before. Please stay for a while. Take a night to think it over, baby. Stay for a while. Come on, relax, I'll rub your shoulders. Give me the time to let you know and feel what you'll be missing. Stay for a while. Stay. With me, baby, I don't wanna end it. Oh, I know we can mend it. We just need some time, darling. Let's wait and see. Together we'll fix it. And the clouds already lifted. The sun will shine. Every day that passes, I seem to love you more. Times are good and bad, love grows stronger than before. Take the night to talk it over, baby. Stay. Come on, relax, I'll rub your shoulders. Give me the time to let you know and feel what we've been missing. Stay for a while. Stay. Here with me, baby. Baby, won't you stay with me? Come on, baby. Yeah. Sing it for me, girls. Baby, won't you stay for a while? Take the night to think it over. 'Cause I really love you and I really need you, yeah. Oh, I wanna make you feel me, feel me. Stay, please. Stay a little while, stay a little while. 'Cause I really love you and I really need you. Oh, stay. stay for a while? Stay. Baby, won't you stay with me?
And welcome back to Locq Fortune's Vegas Vibe. As I told you earlier in the show, we have a very special show for you today because I am honored, I am humbled to have as a guest with me the incomparable Mr. Skip Martin.
Thank
Skip
you for having me.
Thank you so much.
Lock
for
it
being
in,
on the
baby.
show.
Let's lock it in.
Well, I'm not going to skip that.
There you go. There you go.
Well, you know, I mean, you are a legend in the business. Okay?
That must mean I'm old, which is true.
Well, but you're keeping it well because you know black don't crack.
Okay,
because you
thank
did
you so
disclose
much.
you did disclose your age to me, and I was
Yes,
shocked. But
thank you very
I shouldn't
much.
be, but still,
Very
right,
much,
right.
very much.
Oh, but you know the amazing work that you did while you were with the Daz Band, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Not going to even go to the point of the other many awards that you won along with your Grammy, which I'm sure he wouldn't bring the Grammy with him today, but you know that's okay. Maybe we'll get him to show
Another
it to us
day.
another day, or maybe we'll get a peek, you know? A touch at greatness. You know? but you know you're still doing so many things. A lot of people don't even realize that you've been living here in the Vegas community because I mean your music really harkens back to the East Coast, and so I'm just going to assume that that's probably where you're at and everything. You know, a lot of people don't know. Hey, Vegas is the entertainment capital of the world, baby, and that's because we are drawing artists like this to our backyard. They live here, so but you live here in Vegas.
Yes, been here for about 30 years, and I did a show with because not only did I play with and I still do play with the Daz Band,
Okay.
but I did a 20-year stint singing lead vocals for Kool and the Gang.
Right,
And
exactly.
that's what brought me
Right.
here to Las Vegas because I was doing a Jerry Lewis telethon at Caesar's Palace.
Oh, okay.
And I was going through some domestic changes in my life and what have you. And one of my good friends, he told me, he said, well, man, you know, you don't have to go home because you separated right now. You might as well just stay out here. We write some music. And I said, yeah, you know, that sounds like a good idea. I think I'm going to stay out here. And I went and got an apartment or what have you and ended up moving here and locating here because it was close to the airport. I was doing a lot of international travel from Paris to Africa to England to Germany to
so
Spain.
McCarran being here
so
was
it was very
perfect.
close, and I could fly all those places and then get back home and then go straight to my house and not have to go
no
2 hours.
no 2 hour drive back.
Oh my God!
Right,
You know, so that was a blessing.
You're like, this is paradise.
Yeah,
You're
the
like,
paradise,
oh.
and the weather was nice. I could go fishing out at the lake, and I could stay up all night when I'm jet lagged coming back from Paris. You know, I can't go to sleep. It's 2:00 in the morning.
I'm gonna go to the casino. Let me check out
the casino. They down there playing. They get down on it. I'm like, yay!
Yeah,
you know, so it worked out very good for me to be here, and but I've kind of stayed a little bit underground. I mean, I started doing pretty much like jazz shows. Not so much.
Did you ever
dance
play it
and party
against
thing.
Sam's? Not before. I mean, before.
Yeah,
it became,
I played with Tex and Kathy.
Yeah, all right.
That was one of the first people I played with.
A lot of people
when
go
I
past
came
playing
here.
against Sam's and they think it was that kind. Before it was that kind of place.
Yes.
It was actually a jazz
music
mecca.
place. Yep.
It was wonderful. I used to go there myself.
Yep.
On a couple occasions. I'm just not qualified enough to
Tex Richardson
perform.
and Kathy
But
Lamar.
I can't put my hands together and clap.
that
So
was beautiful.
That's what I found myself doing whenever I was
Oh my
there.
God, yes. And there was so many places. And I opened up Green Valley Ranch where we had the jazz on the mountain, on the hill out there, and the Sky Bar. I did jazz over there at the Palms. I played jazz at the Orleans. I played at the bistro. I think it was Irish Pub Bistro. I played jazz in there.
Right on.
I would do that kind of
Even
thing.
the Irish love jazz.
You know, it was gorgeous. You know, we have black Irish folks.
That's it. Oh yeah, that's what I say. That's
right.
black. Look, my mother's name is Murphy, so I think I qualify.
All right. Yes. Oh my God. So yes, definitely. So it was just beautiful to be able to be here and get a chance to play some music when I was off, and I would play my jazz music because of that. that
And you were
music I
able to
didn't
you're kind of able to kind of pick and select your venues too here, because there's
Yes.
so many of them
There was-
that cater to
at the time.
Yeah, right at
that
during the
time. We don't
golden.
have too many of that.
Right. That
Too
was
much of that
80s
here.
and the 90s.
Yes.
You know, then
Yes.
the zeros. That's what I like
When
to
the
call
zeros came
the
in,
zeros hit.
stuff went
Everything
zip.
That's right. We went 2-0.
Right.
Things went 2-0 because I was doing really good in the real estate market. I was
Right,
doing
right.
luxury
Okay.
apartment leasing, so
There you
things
go.
like that. So that's what I was doing back at that time. So I remember well the heyday. And then
Yes.
you
Yes.
know, but so now I understand you just got back from Japan.
Yes, I've been very
What were you
fortunate.
doing over there?
Well, I created a tour. Myself and my manager and another friend over there named Jimmy, and my manager Hisako Kitahara, they helped me come up with a concept, an idea to do a Skip Martin friendship tour. Now, I have been going over to Japan and Asia for the past 35 years, something like that.
Okay.
But I was going under the umbrella of the Daz Band and singing lead with the Daz Band, and also singing lead with Kool and the Gang. So I had a lot of fans for a generation that have been watching me, and now they have kids, and they've been raising their kids listening to my music. So I said to my manager, who at that time was just somebody I just met, to do it. She said she wanted to manage and book me. I said, I'm going to take a chance on you. I'm going to give you a chance because I don't know who you are.
Right, haven't heard
you
of you from
seem to
Jesus,
have,
right,
yeah,
yeah,
but you
right.
seem to have some intention. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a package, and then I want you to just try to see if we can propagate getting into these small clubs, not the big clubs, because I don't have a name that the big clubs are going to know me enough
Right.
as Skip Martin. They know Kool and the
They
Gang,
know
they
the-
know
they know the
Daz
band,
Band, but
right,
they didn't
they
know
don't know-
my name.
right, the
So I
individual.
said, so let's just do the small places and see how it works out.
Okay.
Well, it worked out that there were more people that knew my name than I realized, because when I went over there to play, I wasn't playing with Daz Band and I wasn't playing with Kool and the Gang.
Right,
I
you
was
Skip
playing
Martin.
trumpet and singing background vocals for a group called Confunction. And Michael
Confunction,
Cooper
yeah, I
at
remember
Confunction is a
Confunction,
really
yeah.
good friend of mine, so
Okay.
their trumpet player couldn't make it. So I learned how to do all the dance steps and sang all that, and I went over there doing that. And this is when these people saw me. They said,
And that's
oh,
what that
that's
audience-
Skip Martin.
Right.
That's Skip Martin. And so they pointed out to me, well, you have a fan base over here that knows you. I said,
Right.
well, let's give it a shot. So we started doing clubs that held 40 people, 80 people, 100 people, not a whole lot. So
Wow.
enough you could put them in this studio right here.
Right.
And they would come and they'd pay $50 a head, and they would buy 4 pieces of merchandise at $20 a piece, which helps me to sponsor to do what I was doing.
Exactly.
And I went from one tour to 8 shows. The next one I did 10 shows. The next one I did 13 shows. This last one I did 5 shows. But I'm doing Tokyo School of Music. I'm preparing to have a master class in the Tokyo School of Music.
Wow,
I'm
okay.
preparing to do a karaoke clinic over there with about 100 different karaoke parlors. I'm preparing to go and do other hotels.
So are you preparing to move to Japan? Because it
No.
sounds like you got a lot of things
You
that
know
you're going
what?
to be going on. That you
It's
can spend a
better.
lot of
It's
time
better
there.
to be a visitor than come in, because what happened was when I moved to Vegas and I couldn't get here and get paid like somebody that was for real, because I'm local. So I'll never move to Japan. I'll just
Right.
come and visit and do my thing and come back here.
Right, keep you on demand.
exactly.
Right. Smart strategy. Smart strategy. So, what type of timeline are you looking at for this? Is this going to be over the next year?
Oh yes, definitely.
you're
I'll be
gonna
back there in October.
Okay.
November. I'll be back there in November. But I've done 5 tours over there since December of last year.
Okay. Do you have anything going on over here on stateside?
Yes, I still play with the Daz Band. I do concerts with the Daz Band. We have a thing called the Masters of Funk, which I brought here at one point in time. I think it was a couple of years ago to the New Orleans arena. I brought Daz Band, Barcades, Confunction, SOS.
I think I
Leica,
remember
what
that.
have
I
you.
remember that.
And
Yeah,
I
yeah.
brought all
That was
those
like about 5
artists
years
here.
ago. Was that
Yep.
about 5 years ago,
Yep.
right? Yeah.
And I have done some of that. I originally brought one called United We Funk All Stars, which had Charlie Wilson, SOS Band, Barcades, Confunction, Daz Band
Wow.
as one band, that we were dressed out as one band. We called it United We Funk All Stars. And this is what launched the career, that's going on with Charlie Wilson right now.
Oh,
Because
really?
at that time he
Okay.
was coming out of the Gap Band, and we had issues with the drugs and all of those things were on us. So we had to sell the fact that we were keeping him clean and that everything was working out great. And it was. He made a transition. God stepped in and intervened and what have you. And it's been a historic, change and transition for him in his life. And I'm very proud of him. I'm thankful that we are friends. We know each other and we've supported each other in some memorable times.
I mean, you have to have so many rich, wonderful memories of really African American pop royalty of that time. Some of these figures, that you
yes, they're giving me so much love,
and just because of by being in the industry,
yes,
but then also being able to work with them.
Yes. Yes.
Like I would imagine Shaka Khan might be someone who.
She's a great artist and a good friend of mine. She always called me, baby, come here, baby. And I was like, girl, I loved you ever since I used to see that Indian thing with you wearing them Indian feathers on the wall. You were my first crush on my wall at 16 years old in my house.
Wow.
Once you get started, get started. I'm like, woo, go Shaka.
Right on, yeah. We love you, Shaka. We love you, Shaka,
so much, baby. You still fine.
That's it, baby.
I loved her.
Yeah, so a beautiful. One of the things, another thing I want to, not only are you a lover of people and of this business and of this industry, but you're also, I'm going to expose your underbelly here, but you're a little bit of an animal lover too, huh?
Oh my God, I love my animals. I used to breed my dogs.
Well, we have
Miss Cheese, look at that.
We have Ricky Cheese.
Ricky Cheese has her dogs here, her Akitas. I had two Akitas like this. These look like both males, but I used to have two. One was named Tingy Cassoulet Royale, and my other female, her name was Cognac. And Cognac was a beautiful, what we call a Pinto Akita. Pinto meaning had all the different colors on her. Brown, red, white, all these patches all over her body.
So kind of like a calico, but
yes, like a Pinto pony. That's why they call them Pinto ponies, because they had all those blotches. So I had a Pinto Akita, and I had a male like this. My male was 150 pounds. He had a 34-inch choke chain.
Wow, that's like you walking around a man.
Yes, he was huge.
Seriously, he's walking around a man.
They're beautiful dogs. They're loving dogs. They're usually just family dogs, and it's amazing that she has two of them, because they must have been raised up together so they would know each other and be, because usually they don't let anybody else come up in that house. They're like, look, there's something else. So, but Ricky, I love Ricky. She's a great girl.
Oh, well, hi, Ricky. I figured we'd say hi to you because he saw your dog picture. We was like, we definitely would to get that.
We have something in common, girl. We're going to have to talk over some lattes. Quit playing. Yeah.
And you also brought in some amazing CDs. Thank you so much for these.
Oh, I brought you some music to listen to.
Some music to listen to. And we're also going to be playing some of your music, actually.
Yes.
During the show.
That'll be great. There's another song. Yeah, there was another song I gave you, which was called Win.
Yes. We're going to put that on.
We got to play that.
John, we're going to edit that into the show. So this is live streaming right now, so people can actually hear the audio version of it. But the video version of it is once John does his magic and he edits it and everything like that, is available on Saturday.
Okay, that's cool.
This Saturday is when it will be available for download, and we'll be able to share it with everyone. And by the way, that's on Roku, Amazon Fire Stick. If they have a smart TV, they'll be able to get right on it and download it from our. Okay, well then, John, this will be the intro. So, John, I'd like you to check the intros of this song. This song is called "Win," and "win" is we've got a what we call the words, grammatic words for "win," meaning yes,
world hope emerging now.
World Hope Emerging Now. Win, WHEN, not
WHEN,
like
not winning. Yes, WHEN. World Hope Emerging Now. So check out this video there, John, and you viewers out there, I hope you enjoy this and check this out. This is for peace around the world. You got it.
You got it. That's the way we're going to be going. And then after that, we're going to actually play. You did some live music for me, man. Thank you in the studio. So much.
I want you to put this green screen. I want you to put me on the ocean, like I'm surfing and stuff.
Right. We're gonna go all Caribbean Queen on your ass, my man. We got. Billy Ocean's gonna be saying, "What?" Yes. Took my stuff.
And I took one of the songs. Let me see. I played you a song called "Stay." "Stay" is on this marvelous CD right here. "Stay" is the name of this, and it's the song. This was one of the first CDs that I recorded. I think this is the second solo CD that I recorded. This is called "From the Heart." And these are all love songs. I did a lot of different things. I do a lot of songs that have to do with love.
Well, your love songs, I mean, you are a crooner, my friend.
Thank you. Thank you
definitely
so
can
much.
croon. These two songs that you sung here in the audience was like amazing. So,
Thank
yes.
you. So Stay is on this CD right here, and I'm hoping that you guys enjoy this song. Beautiful song. Now, this is a song this CD I did this 15 years ago.
By the way, I just wanted to say just really quick, my mom is dying right now.
Oh my gosh! Well, we got to resuscitate her.
So if you could just say hi to Sarah.
Hi, Miss Sarah. How you doing, boo?
There you go. Thank you. She just fainted.
Okay.
She just fainted. Okay. And we're gonna get her one of these. We'll get you one of these too.
This one right here is called Love Notes, and this also has to do with the concept. Wait a minute, I think because we got people talking here while we're recording. While we are recording an actual audio, you guys are talking, and it's going on our tape.
No, it's not.
You can't hear you guys over there?
Well, they just heard us complaining about you.
We've been talking about y'all over here.
I have the power of editing.
There you go. Okay. All right, so good. So we can go back to what we were doing. Okay.
Right.
So this CD, Love Notes, it also has different aspects of love, aspects of
different faces of love.
Different faces of love, different types
like
of
you said something to me
ways
about
love.
with the homeless. That really struck me. We were talking in the green room earlier, and you was talking about the different songs and how you were working on the video of one song where it was just talking about traditional love and the different types of kisses.
Right.
But then you said, there's also the love of the homeless and those who are downtrodden.
Well, this particular song that I wrote here, there's a amazing trumpet player. His name is Arturo Sandoval. He's one of the best trumpet players in the world.
Oh, okay.
Arturo is one of my mentors, and he trains me, and we've worked together. So he is being featured on this song, Just Believe in Love, playing his trumpet. And also, my good friend and music director, 14-time Grammy nominee Tom Schumann from Spyro Gyra. He lives here in Vegas as well. And he's also featured on this song, Just Believe in Love. And then my brother named Stefan Meyer. Stefan Meyer is the lead and was the lead violinist for the Vienna Philharmonic Orchestra.
Wow.
And he is just amazing. So he played strings on here that'll make you cry. As a matter of fact, he told me I already had some strings that Tom Schumann had recorded on the CD.
Can we get a close-up of this?
And he did some strings on there on keys, and there were samples of the strings. And then my friend Stefan Meyer, he said to me, he says, "Well, Skip,
that's amazing."
He says, "I want you to."
I'm sorry. Keep talking now. Keep talking.
He says, "I want you, Skip. I want you to take this CD, and you need to put some real live strings on this song." And I said, "Well, Stefan, we already have some strings,
right.
My guy Tom Schumann, he already played some of these sample strings. They're real samples of real strings." He says, no, you need to play. Let me show you something. So he went to his closet and he pulled out a $250,000 400-year-old Stradivarius violin.
Get out.
And when he brought it out, he started playing it, and it was big archways in the house, what have you. And he starts playing it.
Oh, he went all Phantom of the Opera on you. He went all Phantom of the Opera on you.
He started playing that thing. When he started playing it, the goosebumps jumped up on my arms and all the way up to my back of my neck. And he says, now, they may not be able to hear the difference, but they can feel the difference. I said, go ahead on, dude, man. Just put that on. Go ahead.
So I would run out the house screaming, Christy!
So he just went ahead on and laid that in there. So the song is very beautiful. And what I was talking about, I want to use maybe some green screen, is because I've already developed a video on this particular song.
Right.
And I was using some of the Lipizan horses over there in Austria.
Oh, right.
And they were doing their jumps and everything.
Yes.
And the white horses, they were beautiful.
Yes.
And I had a young lady that she got her to come and be my counterpart in it. And I got a bunch of people to, besides Arturo and Stefan and Tom Schumann playing, I got people to do kisses.
Okay.
And just to do different kisses. A mother and her daughter, and a couple, a black and a white couple, an older couple, to
display the different types of love.
Just to doing the different types of
emotion.
love and emotion. But the song is really talking about when you're subject to give it up and throw it all away. Think again before you do it. You might need a little more patience along the way. Yeah. No one ever said your life would be easy. Life's a maze that can daze you. on to your dreams and maintain all of their beauty. There's some things you should never hide. Just believe in love. So that's where I'm going with this song. So I'm going to take some other moments and I'm going to depict all of those tough places that people like you and myself, and we all have these things in common.
Yes,
that
we all have these moments that make us all
hard
human.
times. So
Yes.
I'm going to depict all of those different things, from being a drug addict to being a homeless to being an abuser to being abused to being
Because we're all
sexually
worthy of love,
mistreated.
aren't we?
And
Regardless,
we
we're
all
all
need
worthy.
love, and we need
We
to
need
look
that,
at the
yes.
higher force and know that one thing is going to pull us through anything that we ever go through is love, and God is love. So if we just focus on that, everything will be all right.
Well, Skip, people call me gifted because of what I do for a living, things like that. But we all know that you have an incredible gift. But what's always kind of blown me away is that people with your gift, the thing that you take for granted, that the rest of us who can't sing a lick, we find absolutely amazing. It struck me more what you did just now. Takes me back, harkens me back to a Diana Ross moment that I had one day when one time I was here in town, and I went to Caesar's Palace to see Diana Ross. You see, and she used to play there a lot, and she's doing the obvious, amazing AAA job that Diana Ross always does on the stage because she is a consummate professional. But there's one point of the performance where she's talking to the audience. She just comes out to talk to the audience and everything like that. And she did something that I hadn't seen done since she just did this just now. She did something that at that time, which was like, I don't know, some 25 years ago, but I hadn't seen it. It's to tell just now that I found absolutely amazing because she's walking through the audience and she's talking to different people. She's greeting just like that she normally would, and people are of course humbled by being able to talk to her. And this was a time when you could actually touch your celebrities, and so she would touch them. And she walked with this one gentleman, and she said, "And how are you doing today, sir?" And he said, "Fine." And he said, "Could I take your hand?" She said, "Because I would love when you just reach out and touch me." I mean, just broke off into just like he just did just now, where he just broke off into this wonderful aria in the middle of a conversation. I mean, she was like in mid-conversation, just having, and then the voice just takes off like that. So when you did that just now, I was like, wow, that I haven't seen, I haven't witnessed something like that since that time period. So that actually gave me some shivers and some chills there too. So
thank you
so much. Thank you for being on our show. Is there anything else that you would like to bring up?
I want to bring up this other one right here. I want to bring up this CD, which is another flavor, another whole vibe. And this has to do with the God force. The songs don't have to do with love. This has to do with the God force.
So spirituality.
This has to do with, I call the group Organic Neo.
Okay.
And it's a cross between neo soul and like that Miles Davis tutu jazz, where I'm playing over young beats and what have you. But everything is pretty much a one take. That's why I say God force, because I didn't think. My genius drum and beat creator, Papa George, Brian Papa George, he comes up with some of the most amazing tracks. Then he would give me the track and he'd say, "You hear anything on that?" I said, "Yeah, turn on the mic." And he would turn on the mic, and without even thinking, I would just go in there and, okay, here it is, and start playing on it. Next thing I know, I'm copying, I'm doubling, I'm making horn sections, I'm putting the ad libs. Then I come back and do vocals and sing on it and put the hype track. Hey, whoa, what you talking about? Hit it, huh? And then now we've got a whole vibe. So I did a whole CD on nothing but doing that vibe. It's amazing.
Wow.
So it's probably a Grammy Award winning type of project, because there's nothing else that can describe this particular music other than the name that I created called Organic Neo.
Awesome. So this is an actual genre that you are launching with this, that we're talking about. Wow, Organic Neo. Organic Neo.
Yes.
Wow. Possibly on my show also we get to mention this. This is amazing.
It's amazing.
Very much want to hear this. Looking forward to hearing this.
Thank you for having me here and all of these different things.
I would love to have you back on the show again to talk about what's going on in your life.
We have to talk about the book. So I'll come back on the next show and we'll talk about the book, because I've created an audio book.
What's the name of it? Is it available for download yet?
It will be. It will be this
because
year.
I'm a published author also. Mine is on Amazon.
Oh, well, that's beautiful.
Yeah, but
what I did was what I did was I had written out the stories. My book is called Fables of a Paid Piper.
Of a paid piper.
Yes.
Oh, okay, right on,
Okay.
right on. Awesome,
And
awesome. Paid
it's
piper.
it's a collection of short stories. And so what I did was I went into the studio. I mean, I had been sitting on it for about 3 years. I couldn't seem to get it published. I couldn't get this done. I couldn't get my wife at the time to help me I couldn't get whatever people I wanted. I couldn't blame anybody. It just wasn't clicking.
Right.
So I just said, you know what? This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do what I know how to do best. And I went into the studio and I got behind from a microphone. And I recanted 10 of those short stories.
Okay.
And then I went and I got an audience track of a banquet. And I put that underneath so it sounded like there was an audience underneath me. Then I went to a comedian. And I had the comedian from his live stand-up. I took out all of his jokes and just kept the response tracks to his jokes. I inserted those in my stories. And then I took 10 of the songs that I have created and I took the hooks out of there to separate each one of the stories. And I finished it, Fables of a Paid Piper, audiobook, Volume 1.
And it sounds like it's a person. This is what I'm thinking. I mean, it's sounding to me like it actually sounds like a person who might be in a nightclub reciting tales to you,
it's
like a spoken word,
like a stand-up.
Right, stand-up. Yeah. Oh, stand-up.
Yeah,
that's
like
perfect. That's amazing.
And so
that's a great vehicle.
So it's getting. So now I will put it up on Amazon as an audio, like a record.
Well, before it launches, can you please come on the show? Can we talk about it before it launches?
Yes, we'll figure out something else. Yes,
on the show, because we can use this, promote it, and
yes,
get that
we'll figure
that
out. That'll be amazing. I would love to do it. We'll have fun with that, and I would love sharing that with you, and we'll get a chance. Can I share one story?
Please do.
All right.
That's what I love about Internet TV. We can
all right.
go.
So I'm going to share one story with you, and this will get you an example.
Yes.
Of this whole thing. I'll do one where I don't have to do any edits on the because this is uncut. And I do it very raw and what have you. But I'm going to give you one.
So example of one of the stories that are actually from your book.
Yes, this is one of the stories. So this story, all the stories have a moral to them. So this story is called The River.
Okay.
So I'm about 17 years old. And I have my little brother. He's about 15 years old. His name is Lee.
Okay.
He's out of Richmond, California.
Right on.
And he would get in trouble in the summertime. He was more street savvy than I was. I've been playing trumpet. I didn't even know how to talk to girls because I've been spending 8 hours a day or 9 hours a day playing trumpet. Just me and my trumpet. That was my girlfriend. But he's out there in the street. He's all slick and savvy and stuff. But he's working himself into getting into some trouble where he may not survive in Richmond. So his mom sent him to stay with me for the summer. And he would come and stay with me and my mom. And I would take him out there with me while I'm playing professionally. At 16, 17, I was playing. So he came out with me. So we're out there traveling. So at the end of the summer, I said, Lee, we're going to go get this raft, and we're going to raft down the river in the middle of the summer. At the end of the summer, we're going to raft down the river and watch all the girls with their tops off. We had our 3 cans of beer, 4 cans of beer, pulling along in the water. We had our roaches from smoking weed all summer long.
We
had our picks
now the story gets interesting.
Okay. We had our picks in our hair and our afros, and we were going down. It was hot as heck on that summer. It was just hot, and it was a drought.
Oh.
And the river was lower than it ever had been in that time. So we just going down the river, and as we get down, we're going all day, enjoying our time. Once we got down to the end of the river, it's about 6 o'clock. We get ready to get off the river. I heard this sound. I said, Lee, that sounds like rapids.
Uh-huh.
I said, we're going to have to get out of this river because this little raft that we have, we can't go over these rapids in this little raft. And he says, well, I don't know how to swim. I said, brother, don't worry about it. We're just going to row this boat out of the middle of the river, and we're gonna get out. Swim. So we're out there paddling. I'm from the country. He's from the city. He don't know how to swim. So we're trying to paddle. We can't paddle. We keep going down the middle of the river. I said, Lee, we're gonna have to get in the water, and we're gonna have to kick. He said, I don't know how to swim. I said, just hold on to the raft, and we're not gonna go under, and we just kick and get out of here. Now this water is ice cold because the water comes down from Lake Tahoe.
Right, it's mountain water.
Mountain water.
Right,
ice cold. So we get in this water, and we're just freezing, and we're we're kicking, but the current is going so strong, it's still pulling us down the middle of the river. Now I looked down the middle of the river where the rapids were, and I could see these trees with branches that were sticking out of the water, and the branches were like spears pointing towards us. And I'm like, well, if there's 5 or 6 of them out of the water, there got to be some underneath the water, and we're getting ready to get shish kebab.
Right.
So we were going on, we getting ready to get to the rapids, and once we got to the rapids, it was almost like every man for himself. So my brother Lee, he went and grabbed one of the branches. He's holding on to the branch like a koala bear. He's upside down looking down at me.
Right.
And I couldn't leave him because I'm the oldest, and I couldn't see myself going
I'm
back
the
home, and
oldest
had to
also.
tell my family
Right,
that
yeah.
I left my little brother on the tree and he drowned or some crazy stuff like that. So
Right.
I'm like, no, I can't do that.
At my age now, I can do it, but back then,
I'm like, I was not going to hear that. Oh my God, I'm responsible for
now
him.
that we've matured a little bit, we can see how that could. But back then, being kids, yeah.
I know. So I told him, I said, man, so there was a rope that was tied onto the bottom of this tree that we were hanging on. And I grabbed the rope and I stood in a hole about 4 foot deep. The water was running up on my neck, just rushing up on my neck. And I'm getting hypothermia as he's hanging on the branch talking about, Skip, what are we going to do? And I'm telling him, Lee, shut up, because I'm trying to think. As I'm getting a hypothermia, and now it's getting darker, and it's getting darker. The sheriff comes to close the park. When he comes to close the park, he sees us out there on this tree. And he goes down, and God gave us the opportunity because the raft was on this side of the river. And he went and got the raft, came back up the river. He went out into the river and came down. When he got my brother, he said, jump on. And my brother let go of the tree and fell into the raft. Then they came down to where I was. And I jumped on the raft.
Right.
And we floated maybe 20 yards. We floated from here to those green boxes over there.
Okay.
When we got to those green boxes over there, the water was 2 foot deep and calm. So the moral of that story is the moral of that story
I hope
is
there's a moral.
the moral
That is the
the moral of that story is life is like a river. If you struggle against the current, your asses have to drown. But if you just hold on and be patient, the river will let you out.
Something will come from it.
Exactly.
Well, thank you.
Thank you
so
so
much. Honored to have you on my show.
Thank you.
Skip Martin, Grammy Award winning artist.
Thank you for locking
Dad's
me down.
band, Cool in the Gang. Got you locked in, baby. Hopefully we'll get you locked in again here soon.
Thank
so
you
we can
very
talk about
much.
Some
Thank
of your
you
other
so
projects.
much. Thank you so much.
All right.
Remember
And
my
that's-
phrase, don't play no games. Thank you very much for having me.
And that's it for this this edition of Locq Fortune's Vegas Vibes. I'll see you next week when my guest will be 2 young ladies from the mortgage industry. So we'll talk to them. Yay.
All right.
Crazy Terry here with your car care tip of the day. Today's tips on cooling systems. This vehicle's got about 182,000 miles on it, so if you're checking the coolant, check the hoses too. Just feel them and see if they're soft or any signs of fatigue for the mileage on it. They don't feel bad, they look like they're still the original hose, but you want to make sure you don't go too long with these hoses because they will eventually deteriorate, cause a problem. In this case, this car's got a visible leak. The customer brought it to us. We'll pop the hood and check the cooling system. First, we just relieve any pressure that might be on the cap. Remove the cap. Take a look inside. We see it's kind of low. Now we'll start our inspection. What we found on this one is the top tank is leaking. It's got a crack in it. Pretty common for these plastic radiators to do that. I want to get to a shop right away because severe engine damage can result from overheating condition like this. In this case, it was pretty easy to see the crack was right on the top tank, but a lot of times we'll have to pressurize the system to locate the exact leak. Could be a hose in the back, could be underneath. Some of these are hard to find, but in this case, a very common leak, the top tank. When we're testing a cooling system, it's okay to use just water, but you want to make sure when you're filling it up properly, it's a 50-50 mix of antifreeze and water. It needs the water to make the chemical work, so don't just put straight antifreeze. 50-50 mix is the best way to go. Keep it clean, keep it rust-free. So as you can see, we got a pretty active leak. You got to get this fixed, or there's going to be some engine problems. If you're going to top off your own coolant, it's really not that hard. If you got a radiator cap, just make sure it's not hot. Take the cap off and take a look. In this case, we're pretty full here, but what we have is the overflow jug's empty. So we'll just add that. Once again, check your manufacturer's specs to make sure what type of coolant you have. In this case, we're using the good old green. There's gold, There's red, there's yellow, all types out there. Just want to make sure you're staying with your manufactured recommended coolant. And that's really all there is to it. The cooling system is a major component. You'll want to service that regularly. If you have a problem, it could be too late and cost you thousands of dollars. If ever you have a problem, come into Sun Valley Automotive. It's no charge to look at your cooling system. This is Crazy Terry with your car care tip of the day.
And welcome back to Locq Fortune's Vegas Vibes. Oh my goddesses, what an amazing show was that? Was that crazy good? Oh my God. Whoa, whoa, whoa. So happy. Amazing. Thank you so much, Mr. Martin, for coming on the show and displaying your amazing range of talents and abilities, telling us everything that you've been doing and what you've been up to. So looking forward to having you come back to talk to us about your upcoming book and when that's going to be out, and giving us maybe another story or two from that. That was really, really great. Your trumpet solos were just amazing. Loved them. So that's what we had for you today. We had an hour-long, spent an hour-long time cozying up with one of Grammy's greatest artists, Skip Martin, and now we're getting ready to close the show. And so one of the things I'm going to go back to is vibology. And I also like to go back to some little anecdotes that are going on in my life right now, because the vibology story kind of ties in with this. But if you know me, then you know that where I live versus where the studio's at is very, very far. I live on Maryland Parkway and Tropicana, and the studio's located up here on Tenaya. And so a couple of weeks ago, I got tired of driving, and I said I'm going to start using a Lyft. Well, I love Lyft. Still going to be using Lyft, but I have not had one Lyft where there's not been some type of unusual experience getting me from point A to point B, which is here and whatnot. And today, I actually got rear-ended while I was in a Lyft vehicle. I'm okay, a little bit of shoulder pain here and everything like that, but that was definitely an unusual thing. But anyway, when I'm taking Lyft,
okay, I got to ask you, you got rear-ended or the car got rear-ended?
the car got rear-ended. Yes, that's a very important. Thanks, John, for pointing that out. So, anyway, with that going on, usually with the Lyft, I have a very long ride with a person, and so usually me and this person will end up talking, and then we'll start talking about what it is that I'm doing or where I'm going. And of course, then I mention the show, and then of course I mention the book, I mention vibology, they mention what that's about, and then we start talking about people's names. And so what is this book about, and with people's names, and what is this about names? So I just want to give you a couple of really quick analogies about names and how strong of a effect that they have over your life. So with this example I'm going to give you, I want you to pretend like you're in a supermarket. You're in a supermarket, you're going grocery shopping with a friend or whatever. You can be in a supermarket walking down the aisle, and there could be another couple behind you walking down the aisle, and you can know for a fact that this couple does not know you or has anything to do with you, but you can hear someone say your name, and you can know for a fact that that person's not talking to you, but you'll feel the need to turn around and look where you heard that name being directed to, if anything, just to see if you have anything in common with the person who shares that name with you. That's one example that I like to use. Another example I like to use in regards to the power that your name has over you versus the power that your zodiac sign might have over on you. The power that your name has over on you. Let's say your name's John, and I invite you to a John convention. So nobody's allowed in the convention except for John. I can walk into the convention, walk through this crowd of Johns, all of you talking about various subjects, from how funny it is that you both have the same name, John, to what day of the week it is, and get up on the stage and take the microphone. I can scream out, "John!" loud as I can. Everybody in that room will stop talking and will look up at the stage, except for maybe a few people who might not have heard. And I can look around, act like, oh, I just did that by accident, I didn't mean to do it, start whistling, you know, and you guys will all go back to doing what you're doing and everything like that. And I can wait a few minutes. I can go, John, again. Everyone again will stop and look up at the audience, look up at me to see what I have to say. And again, I can pretend like I have nothing to say, and eventually everybody will go back to doing what they want to do. Now, I do that about 5 times. I will guarantee you that a group of the Johns will get up on the stage and beat the mess out of me for calling their name in vain, okay, to make me stop. Another group of Johns will be pointing in horror from off the stage saying, oh my God, I can't believe they're accosting that poor young man. What are they doing? And then there'll be another group of Johns also off to the side looking and pointing and laughing, saying, ha ha ha, that asshole's finally getting what he got what he deserves and everything like that. You'll be getting these various different types of responses, but this will be what will happen, because this is the power that your name has. Now, I can take a totally different John convention, and I can be up on the stage, and I can get down off the stage. And I can wade through this crowd of Johns. Up to you, John. Go through the crowd. Your back is to me, so I can tap you on the back. And you'll turn around and I say, hey, Derek! And smile at you. You look at me like, okay, Locq, I don't know what's up with you, but whatever. And you'll turn around and start talking to whoever it was that you were talking to again. You'll politely ignore me. And then I'll tap you on the shoulder again. Hey, Derek, I'm talking to you, man. You'll be like, Locq, stop it. You know my name is John. That's not funny. Come on, Derek, let's go over here. Locq, my name's John. Stop calling me Derek, all right? It's not funny. Right? This is the power that your name has over you. Your name is a vibration that you're constantly going to get hit with, and you are pre-programmed to respond to when you hear it. Your brain is a nanocomputer. It's a microcomputer. It is doing calculations very quickly. So actually what's going on is, as soon as you hear the J at the beginning of John, your mind is automatically pulling you away from whatever conversation towards the vibration of the J in the John, just in case you may have to answer to it. But that J could turn into a Jane, and you'll be like, oh, talking to Jane, I'll go, and you turn back and you do your own business, right? It turns into a Joe, he's talking to Joe. John, now I'll look. I know there'll probably be 15 other Johns looking, but oh well, it's my name, I gotta look. Okay? So this is the power that your name has and that names has over you, and this is what my book Vibology is about. And if you're interested in finding out more about it, I encourage you to either visit my fan page, A Fortune on Wheels, find out more about it there, or go to Amazon to download it. It's called Vibology. You can download it from Amazon. Again, my name is Locq Fortune. I am a local psychic here in Las Vegas, and I'm the only psychic in Las Vegas that's actually licensed to come to you, the client, to do your private reading or do your party, your special event, or if you'd like to have a past life regression. One of the people that were in the lift today that I was sharing the lift with noticed that I do past life regressions. Yes, I do that. You can get that done for yourself as well. But either way, my career is what founded my this show, was my being on the show. And one of the reasons I decided to do this show is because I wanted to show that we psychics are actual normal people. We live. We actually put on our pants every day. We are part of your community. I actually am vice president of and sit on the board of my homeowners association. So I wanted to dispel the myths that we're some people working in the backwoods somewhere trying to cook up some kind of mystical gumbo that's going to turn the whole world into toads. That's not what it's not what we're here to do. We're actually trying to figure out a way to make the world a better place and a better place for you to live. And I figured if I made this show, it might be a tool that I could use to get that message across a little bit better. So once again, this is Locq Fortune with Locq Fortune's Vegas Vibe. That's it for this episode. I'll see you next week when I am going to be talking with Kelvie Shelton and a lovely young lady by the name of Lovely, and they're going to be talking to me about working in the mortgage industry and what they do on the side of a notary, and what's important with that when getting your mortgage done. Until then, I'll see you next week. Keep. Good vibrations.